Hey guys, it's me. Um, uh, you know, I'm getting weird stuff on my feed. Well, something came up and it's very repetitive about what the Catholic Church thinks about, um, tarot cards and astrology and the occult and all of that. Well, of course they're not gonna, of course they're not going to agree with it, you know? I mean, almost every religion does, right? Um, I mean, it's not somebody else's, you know, it's not someone else's decision the way I live my life or what I believe or anything like that. You know, I just have this, I don't know, I just have this like weird feeling that someone took something way, way overboard. They kind of took it too far, took something too far, and was watching me on my YouTube. And my YouTube is mine. You know, I'm not really going to hide who the fuck I am on my YouTube. But I think somebody had said some things, and, because they're very ignorant, you know, um, because that's not looked down upon. I mean, that's looked down upon, but it's what somebody believes and how they live their life and all of that. But somebody took it way too far, and you can't change that. I mean, I kind of made a little playlist for all what's what's on there so far, you know. Yeah, I believe in God. Yes, I'm Catholic. And also, I know what sin is. This person doesn't really know what fucking sin is. They can't even they can't even um recognize it in their own life what it is. You know, there's really two kinds of sins. There's like cardinal and then there's mortal sin. Cardinal is like the sin that you think about or maybe that you might act on. But the act of it is the mortal sin that consecrates it into actual sin. Like the thought of adultery. I mean, it's a thought. It starts in the mind, you know, cardinal sin. That's why you have to keep your mind clear, you know, not watching porno, not looking like, what did Jesus say? If your eye makes you sin, cut it out. Jesus even said that because Jesus is recognizing, look, there is cardinal sin. Cardinal sin is the thought, mortal sin is the doing. But anyway, sometimes people do come with their own gifts as well. I mean, I really don't need the cards to really, you know, I really don't. It just is a tool. Just like the rosary is a tool to help you pray. That's a lot of praying, you know. There's also um, getting absolution for your sins within the Catholic Church. You go and get absolution for your sins. A lot of these things are very like done through like centuries and all of that, and people don't even care. They don't even care. Like that's why there's so many religions, you know. My husband was Baptist. And I'll tell you something. There's a lot of like shit going on in the Baptist church. I mean, I've It's easy. It's very easy to just say a prayer and like, spout out, gospel, and then kind of mirror it back in your own life. Whenever you were a drug addict, now you turned away from sin, and you fixed your life, and you don't do that. But also that sin or whatever it spills into something else. Like if you do drugs and you turn around and you started drinking alcohol because it's legal, whatever, can you recognize it? Can you recognize what it is? That's up to the person. But never point fingers at someone. Never tell them what to do. Never, say, oh, tarot cards are bad. It's not one of the, commandments. Okay? I do not put those things over God at all. I don't. I just look at all that. I mean, that's what happens on my feed. So I turn around and connect it to my playlist of what, because I'm not looking for this shit. It's being projected onto me. It's being projected. It's being projected. Because I've had this YouTube for a while, and we can know exactly when the date all this shitty projection was on here. And it started out with men being raped in prison. It's all on here. It's an infiltration of someone's, freedom to like surf the universe, surf the internet, or to have their platform, not soiled by dumb shit like that, because I don't look at that. If you see my search, it's not anything like that. And you have to kind of take a step back, and like with somebody that has stuff like that and does stuff like that or is into stuff like that, is disgusting. So I am very, I'm very aware of what's going on, and it needs to stop. This person took it too far. They took it too far at work. They took it too far. Now, me being presentable, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's, somebody just took it way too far. The lies, the rumors, all of that. Maybe because this person was with somebody else, and, now that person looks, they got themselves in a trap. I'll say this for once. If a woman turns around and revels in doing evil things on somebody else for whatever reason, in time, that man is going to look at that woman as disgusting. That's why, the Virgin Mary is the Virgin Mary. The mother of Jesus, the quiet one, the one that's close to God. I don't know. I don't like to say these things on the internet. I don't like to say, these things, but it's something, it just feels weird. This energy just feels very weird to me. I did not do anything. Mm-mm. I wanted to be left alone. And it was over. When I said it's over, it's over. You know, I had to leave I had to leave the other, I had to leave Amazon over this. You know, if there was an investigation, it was too late for that. You know, it was too late. And they have what they need. They have the people they need there. It's perfect. Perfect. You know? It's kind of calm way down. All right, guys, that's it.